Good evening. Please remain standing until we have our invocation. I am Jim Smith, Dean of the Ohio University Lancaster Campus and Pickerington Center, and it is my privilege to welcome the candidates for graduation, honorees, families, students, faculty, staff, administrators, and friends to the Lancaster Campus Honors Convocation. This is a special day for all of us as we honor the accomplishments of our students and faculty. At this time, Assembly Brass will play America the Beautiful. For those that are able, please continue to stand. It is my honor to introduce David Smith, Mayor of the City of Lancaster, who will provide our invocation.
As we gather here today to honor these students, let us be in an attitude of prayer. Today, as we come together to honor those who have shown great dedication to their studies, we are thankful for the professors and teachers who have helped them achieve their goals. We are thankful for the institution that works every day to expand opportunities for these students and for all who seek a future here. We are thankful for the chance to set aside time to reflect on the victories, both large and small, that these students and their families have won. We are thankful for living in a country that honors achievement, cherishes freedom, and looks to the future with pride as these students and their classmates emerge as our leaders. Amen.
Please be seated. For many of us entering this room today, we recalled memories of events and decisions that led to attending Ohio University. On this day, commemorating achievement and marking a change from student to graduate, it is important to look back, but it's also important to look towards the future. Perhaps the interesting question for each student's journey to today is, how did you get here? Each person reflecting on that journey will have different answers. Hard work, sacrifice. Perhaps sacrifice you made yourself or the sacrifice of others that made it possible to take classes. A few did it on their own, but many attended classes with the help of others. That help took on different forms for those that helped with time, with money, or with much love and support. Students, remember to thank those that help you on your journey of education. They have wisely invested in you and your future. Students, this is the day you've been waiting for, and a day that you have earned. A day marked by your hard work and perseverance. Many of you will say that your experience in higher education has changed you. It has prepared you for the future in a variety of ways depending on your area of study and your educational goal. You gather information, analyze data, think critically about situations differently than when you started your education. You probably have discovered that you can do more than you thought you could. You read more books. You learned more facts. You memorized even more facts. You consumed more coffee and got by on far less sleep than you ever had before. You have reached a milestone. You will no doubt hear that this ceremony, a commencement, is really more about going forth from this point in your life than it is about looking back. You have not reached the end, but are only just beginning on the journey of your career and life that is before you. Ohio University talks about imagining the possibilities for its students. I encourage you to take time to reflect on your accomplishments, but also take time to set new goals so as to reach new heights in your personal and professional career, so as to discover all the promise that is within you. Only by setting goals do you stretch yourself to be the best you can be. I encourage you to set high but attainable goals and achieve your dreams. I would like to share a poem that was on a card given to me as I graduated. It is titled "Follow Your Dream" and was written by Amanda Bradley. Follow your dream. Take one step at a time and don't settle for less. Just continue to climb. Follow your dream. If you stumble, don't stop and lose sight of your goal. Press to the top. For only on top can we see the whole view. Can we see what we've done and what we can do? Can we then have the vision to seek something new? Press on. Follow your dream. As you hear other speakers tonight, our purpose is to congratulate the students on their accomplishments and encourage them in their dreams. We also acknowledge the contributions and efforts of the faculty, family, and guests in helping students in reaching their goal. One of the important things about a regional campus is our connection to the community, and we receive strong support from community leaders that participate in meetings of what we call the Coordinating Council. At this time, I would like to introduce Amy Iman, Executive Director of the Fairfield County Foundation and Chair of our Council, who will provide her thoughts on this occasion.
Good evening. On behalf of the Coordinating Council, I'd like to welcome you to this year's Honors Convocation. I extend this welcome to the administration, the faculty, special guests, and most importantly, our graduating students, your family, and friends. Congratulations to all of you. Just think, it was just a few short years ago, maybe longer, that you began your college career. And now here you are today about to graduate and officially become an alumni of Ohio University. Today is a chance to say thank you to all those individuals that have helped you get to this point. To your family, to your friends, your professors, your advisors, and all those that have helped you to be the successful person that you are today. Today is also a chance for you to look back on all that you have accomplished. I too am a graduate of Ohio University, and when I look back at my college days, I don't remember it as always being fun and easy. I remember the struggles, the late nights, stress and frustration, procrastinating, juggling a job and classes, binge eating pizza. I mostly remember binge eating pizza. I'm sure you've experienced some of those things too. But now that you're finished, wasn't it all worth it? Because of all that, because of all the hard work, your future is full of promise, just waiting for you to grab hold of it. Your degree serves as a gateway to opportunity and to a world of possibilities. I encourage you to go out into the world, into your community, into the workforce, with your eyes and mind wide open. Ask questions, explore new ideas, imagine, grow, develop, volunteer, and experience all that life has to offer you, all that your education has afforded you. To quote Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. In closing, I'd like to wish all of you the best of times and the best in whatever your future brings. Change the world, make us proud. I have no doubt that you will. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. You have heard my perspective as dean, the perspective of a community leader. In a moment, we will hear a student perspective. Abby Brown, President of Ohio Student Education Association and Vice President of Fellowship for Alpha Phi Omega, and graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Education degree, will speak on behalf of the students of Ohio University Lancaster. Please welcome Abby.
When I was 18 and freshly out of high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do when I grew up. The fact that people thought I should was completely baffling to me. How in the world is an 18-year-old supposed to know what they want to do with the rest of their life with such little experience? I knew I wanted a bright future. I just didn't know what I wanted to be yet. All I did know was that my friends were going off to universities, knowing what they wanted, and I wasn't. When I first enrolled at college, I knew the cost would rest completely on my shoulders. This was a huge financial undertaking for somebody that was working part-time, and getting $6.25 an hour. To help ease the burden, I lived at home with my parents and decided to go to a branch campus of a major Cincinnati university, while all of my friends scattered across the state to other universities. The first year of college was nothing special. I drove to campus, sat in a classroom with 20 other nameless students, listening to the professors drone on for 2 hours. And I drove home. Rinse and repeat 5 days a week, every quarter for the entire year. I was bored. So I decided that I needed to go to a bigger college and one several hours away from home. Close enough for visits from family, but just far enough away that they couldn't come unannounced. I enrolled in Ohio University on the Athens campus, and I immediately fell in love. Everything was great until I remembered once again that the cost to going to school rests with me and me alone. Being able to transfer jobs from Cincinnati to Athens made it a little bit easier, but it was still too much to handle. After a year of struggling to balance work and school, I had to quit school and focus on earning money so that I could return the next year. That never happened. After 10 years of working the same job and not being altogether satisfied with my career, I decided it was time for a change. When I was 25, I finally realized what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I was able to afford it this time around. I was apprehensive about returning to school after being gone for so long, but then I remembered a quote from J.K. Rowling. "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you may not as well lived at all, in which case you fail by default." So the decision was made, and I decided not to live cautiously. I chose to go back to college. I had the financial means and the dream job in mind. The only thing left was to choose a college. My heart was immediately drawn to Ohio University, but there was a problem. I had moved to Columbus since school, and driving to and from Columbus to Athens would have meant financial ruin. But there was the perfect solution: Ohio University Lancaster. Financially choosing OUL meant that I wouldn't drain the next nest egg that my husband and I worked so hard to make. With this option, I returned, even though I wasn't quite sure how I'd survive. I was 25, married with a home, and 2 fur babies. I figured I would come to class, meet my requirements, and God willing, 4 years later, I'd graduate. But this campus offered much more than a degree at the end of a long journey. When I chose OUL, based on the fact that it was a less expensive alternative, I got much more than I bargained for. Over the last 4 years, I have grown not only academically, but now know how strong of a leader I am. As the president of the Ohio Student Education Association, I have spent countless hours working with other students on campus, trying to promote the different student organizations on campus and getting them to see the benefit of being part of them. In addition to the leadership opportunities at OUL, I have also grown in my ability to garner connections with other people in the community. I have participated in many study groups and have formed friendships that will likely last a lifetime. I have not only been able to form close relationships with my classmates, but my professors have been a source of encouragement and strength. The professors here go above and beyond learning their students' names, and many of my professors know aspects of my life beyond their classroom. I am willing to bet that OUL is the only campus that has a professor who will end a lecture by doing a headstand or with some lengthy anecdote about death and gardening. This same professor is willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that his students are as successful as possible, even if it means taking on another summer class. Here at OUL, there are professors that raise the bar beyond anything I ever imagined. Where else will you find a professor willing to dedicate what little spare time they have to foster a mentorship program that grows the abilities of her students beyond the requirements of the university? She does all of this while continuing to challenge herself to embrace the use of new teaching strategies and technology in her classroom. The dedication these professors show on a daily basis is exactly what I plan on bringing to my future career as an educator. Prior to coming to OUL, I thought I would walk in with a check, or at least some loan money, and walk out with a diploma. After spending the last 4 years honing my leadership skills and being consumed by a deep love of education, and having hard work and perseverance bring my dreams into focus, I am thoroughly prepared to tackle the ever-changing and demanding world of education. I know that the skills, friendships, and connections I have gained during my time at OUL are invaluable and will bring success to my future. By the way, Professor Green, you still need to create your Twitter account and follow #OhioGrads2015. Congratulations, class of 2015. We've made it.
Thank you. Please welcome Dr. Mark Nevin, Assistant Professor of History and recipient of the Phi Theta Kappa Professor of the Year Award in 2014, who will speak on behalf of the faculty.
Good evening. It can be hard for small regional campuses to develop their own identities. After all, by design, they live in the shadow of larger, better-known main campuses. In the case of Ohio University Lancaster, we live in the shadow of two major universities, the main OU campus in Athens and another very large university up the road in Columbus that tends to get a lot of attention. Now, while OUL can't claim to be the first university west of the Appalachians, and we don't field nationally renowned sports teams, although our sports teams do very well. Kudos to the baseball team on yet another division title. But OUL does have its own unique history and its own unique traditions. And in my address tonight, I'd like to share some of that history with you. Because, well, I'm a history professor, and as such, I live in the past. Okay? But also because Ohio University Lancaster's newest graduates, you are now part of that unique history, and I think it's a history that we can all be proud of. Okay? Next year marks an important milestone in Ohio University Lancaster. It's our 60th anniversary. Yes, almost 6 decades ago, students started taking classes at OUL. That first group of students started taking classes in the September of 1956. At the time, OUL did not even have its own campus. Students took courses at the old Lancaster High School. That first semester, there were 295 students who were enrolled in a total of 19 classes. The idea was that students would complete up to 2 years at OUL and then transfer to Athens to complete their degrees. Ohio University Lancaster was the 5th branch campus of Ohio University. The creation of our branch campus system, and indeed the expansion of higher education in the 1940s and 1950s, grew out of American involvement in World War II. In 1944, President Franklin Roosevelt signed into law the Servicemen's Readjustment Act, which provided millions of veterans of the war with a wide range of economic benefits to reward them for their military service and to prevent high post-war unemployment. Among other benefits, the GI Bill, as it came to be known, included tuition and living expenses to attend college. Now, although the GI Bill's educational benefits were only part of the act, and were not even considered its most important part, they served to revolutionize higher education. Before the GI Bill, higher education was only for a select few. In 1940, for example, less than 5% of Americans earned BA degrees. After the war, however, many servicemen and servicewomen took advantage of the GI Bill and became the first members of their families to ever attend college. College enrollments after the war ballooned. In all, roughly 2.2 million veterans of World War II used the GI Bill's education benefits in order to attend college or universities. The GI Bill was in fact so successful that it was extended to veterans of the Korean War. And it was this continuing demand for higher education among Korean War veterans that fueled the further expansion of Ohio University's regional campus system in the 1950s, which led to the founding of OUL. Now, much has changed at Ohio University Lancaster since that first semester 6 decades ago. In 1965, Fairfield County donated 45 acres to build OUL its own campus. 3 years later, Brazy Hall opened. By that time, enrollment had grown to 821 students. With OUL enrollment continuing to grow, the university added Herald Hall in 1976. In 2000, after offering courses at Pickering High School for nearly 20 years, the Pickerington Center was established. Today, OUL boasts a combined enrollment at OUL and Pickerington of more than 2,500 students, including 364 students who are graduating today. OUL students earn associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and many academic programs, and take part in a wide variety of campus activities and organizations outside the classroom. These things did not exist 6 decades ago. While clearly OUL has changed outwardly in many ways since 1956, I believe its mission and its student body have remained fundamentally the same. And that is a good thing. From the beginning, OUL has provided residents of Central Ohio with access to quality and affordable higher education. And it still does. Over the last 6 decades, OUL has greatly expanded its academic offerings while maintaining its high standards and making sure its educational opportunities remain affordable. The other thing that hasn't really changed in the last 60 years is OUL's student body. Yes, it's certainly larger than in 1956, and students no longer carry transistor radios or listen to Elvis Presley. In case you were wondering, Heartbreak Hotel was the #1 record in 1956, and yes, it was a record. Okay? But I would argue that OUL students of today aren't all that different from those of yesteryear. OUL students have always been considered non-traditional students who have had to make a lot of sacrifices to attend college. That first semester in 1956, all the classes were held at night, so students could hold down full-time jobs during the day. Although OUL offers day and night classes today, students still hold down jobs, as well as care for family members, volunteer for church and other community groups, and do a million other things besides going to college. It's just that you now carry iPhones and listen to Miley Cyrus. That's not, somebody recommended that to me. I was clueless about contemporary music. Somebody said Miley Cyrus, so you can blame him. Anyway, in conclusion, as you graduate today and leave OUL to take your place in the world, I want to remind you that your connection to the school continues. You are forever a part of our unique history. Carry that history with you proudly. Show Ohioans what an OUL graduate can do. If you do this, you'll be helping to write the next chapter in the school's history and helping to ensure that OUL is able to fulfill its mission for another 60 years and beyond. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nevin. Each year, Lancaster students who are members of the National Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa, conduct a rigorous selection process to recognize a faculty member for excellence in teaching and the promotion of learning, both inside and outside the classroom. The Student Selection Committee solicits nominations, gathers supporting materials, and may visit classrooms as they make their choice. Our audience should know that the winner is always a closely guarded secret until the presentation is made. Dr. Candace Thomas Maddox, Professor of Communication Studies and Advisor for PTK, will announce the results.
Well, teaching excellence is the hallmark of a great university, and Ohio University Lancaster has some truly outstanding professors who I am very proud to call my colleagues. Our faculty devote countless hours to creating learning experiences that not only engage students, but they also go the extra mile to mentor students as they strive to identify and achieve their goals. As Dean Smith said, each year, the Beta Beta Theta chapter of Phi Theta Kappa Honorary at OUL solicits nominations from students to recognize those professors who they deem have gone above and beyond in their teaching. And I am absolutely thrilled to announce that this year, we received nominations for 16 faculty members here. That is the highest in all the years that I've worked. And I have to tell you, on behalf of PTK, we think that this speaks to the quality of instructions that we provide our students at OUL and to our faculty's role in ensuring that our students receive the best education possible. So once nominees were submitted, PTK members reviewed the packets, a recipient was selected, and her or his identity has been kept, as Dean Smith said, a closely guarded secret until this moment. This year's Professor of the Year has demonstrated a true devotion to ensuring student success. She, or he, has been described by students as one who encourages them, who praises them, and also one who holds extremely high expectations and pushes students to realize their full potential. Some of just a few of the hallmarks of this professor's commitment to engaging students include the following. She, or he, teaches not only about his or her subject area, but also educates and encourages students to engage in learning about leadership and to appreciate the value of team collaboration in working towards one's goals. She, or he, works with the OUL library every single semester to make sure that there are supplemental reading materials available to enhance the student learning experience in his or her classes. He or she writes students individualized notes throughout the semester to provide feedback on their class performance and offer suggestions for enhancing their progress as they continue through the semester. This year's recipient breaks down disciplinary boundaries through her or his collaboration with other OUL faculty to provide opportunities for expanding and encouraging service learning experiences with students from a variety of majors here on campus. Our recipient works with multiple departments and organizations in our local community and across Ohio University to promote his or her students' work. From fundraising to enhance our facilities, to high school recruitment, to promoting our campus with OU alumni, to entertaining our seniors at Olivedale Center, this professor never stops. She or he encourages students to dream big and encourages them on their journeys to realize their potential, even going so far as to drive a van full of students through rain, sleet, and snow to major cities such as Philadelphia or Cleveland to showcase their talents. Perhaps the most noteworthy is that you can almost always find this year's Professor of the Year on our campus, often even 7 days a week. His extraordinary commitment to his students and to our campus is exemplary. Following is an excerpt from one student's nomination letter. Since my first semester at Ohio University, Jones has pushed me to be the best I could be and really pulled me out of my shell. I remember walking into the theater absolutely terrified of what I would have to do to just complete my fine arts requirement for graduation. Little did I know that I would find the passion of the OUL theater department. Jones has inspired me to start my own theater production at my local church, and without his support, I would not be the person I am today. So please join me in congratulating Professor Victor Jones, 2015 Professor of the Year.
Do I have to say something? Nothing prepared. Didn't expect this. Congratulations to all of you. May your dreams come true. Mine has. Short 5 years here. I'm heading into my 6th year. Thank you, Mary Kate Wright. I think this is where this came from after that. And congratulations to all of you, and thank you. And I look forward to an exciting year next year. Thank you.
That was fun. Each year, the Regional Higher Education Office that coordinates the activities of Ohio University's 5 regional campuses presents to deserving faculty members the Outstanding Professor of the Year Award. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize faculty at Lancaster who have received the award in the past by having them please stand. Brian Hoyt, who has won the Presidential Teaching Award in 2013, Dr. Candace Thomas-Maddox, Patrick Munhall, and Dr. Miner. OUL is proud of these faculty who demonstrate the excellence in teaching and professional development and service that is the hallmark of the Lancaster campus. Thank you. We have taken some time to recognize faculty, but now let us turn our thoughts to students who have achieved honors. Well, those students achieving cum laude honors with a GPA of 3.5 to 3.749 with the bronze cords, please stand at your seats. Well done. Will those students achieving magna cum laude, high honors with a GPA of 3.75 to 3.899, wearing silver cords, please stand at your seats. Excellent work. Thank you. Excellent work. Will those students achieving summa cum laude, highest honors with a GPA of 3.9 to 4.0, wearing the gold cords, please stand at your seats. Outstanding achievement. Outstanding. Thank you. At this time, I would like to recognize all of our military and veteran students for their past, present, and upcoming service to our country. Will these graduates please rise? Thank you. Thank you.
It is my honor to present those students who will receive the associate's degree. While we enjoy a selection played by Assembly Brass Quartet, would those students please come forward? Kayla Nicole Wenlin, Associate in Applied Science. Josie Childers, Associate in Applied Science. Jennifer Berry, Associate in Applied Science. Heather Martin, Associate in Applied Science. Kaylee Bosch, Associate in Applied Science. Megan Minikheim, Associate in Applied Science. Josiah Roberts, Associate in Individualized Studies. Angela Clark, Associate in Applied Science. Donald J. Robbers, Associate in Applied Science. Tricia Misner, Associate in Applied Science. Hannah Ullman, Associate in Arts. Kristen Grove, Associate in Applied Science. Ariel Gaffney, Associate in Applied Science. Brandon Wagner, Associate in Applied Business. Jacob Keister, Associate in Applied Business. Angela Packard, Associate in Applied Business. Heather Currents, Associate in Science. Chandra Schoonover, Associate in Arts. Starlin McClendon, Associate in Applied Business. Misty Farrell, Associate in Applied Science. Tricia Finn, Associate in Applied Science. Elizabeth Ward, Associate in Applied Science. Nikki Frank, Associate in Applied Business. Brittany Marie Wallenberg, Associate in Applied Science. Drew Wallenberg, Associate in Applied Science. Gabriella Hines, Associate in Arts. Amanda Tucker, Associate in Applied Science. Sanita Wilhelm, Associate in Individualized Studies. Jessica McCoy, Associate in Applied Science. Angela Thress, Associate in Applied Science. Todd Aubrey, Associate in Applied Science. Megan McDaniel, Associate in Applied Science. Heidi B. Hilliard, Associate in Applied Science. Carrie Jackson, Associate in Applied Science. Greg A. Smith, Associate in Applied Science. Carol Newberry, Associate in Applied Science. Samantha Cunningham, Associate in Applied Science. Richard Marks, Associate in Arts. Travis Huddleston, Associate in Applied Business. Cinda Friend, Associate in Applied Business. Please join me in congratulating all of our associate degree students. We now honor all those graduates receiving their bachelor's degrees. Would all graduates receiving their bachelor's degrees please come forward? Jessica Robin Call, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Brandy Hurd, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Shelby Lane Wright, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Delaney McElwain, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Kagi Bartholomew Roth, Bachelor of Science in Communication, Associate in Applied Science, and Associate in Science. Kendall Hotmer, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Brooke Cochran, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Abigail Linton, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Sean Canutala, Bachelor of Science in Communication, Associate in Science. Tyler Willeman, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Jeremy Myers, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Caitlin Dawes, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Courtney Cohen, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Emily Haynes, Bachelor of Science in Health. Amy Carrier, Bachelor of Science in Health. Kelsey Annette Fox, Bachelor of Science in Health, Associate in Science. David Kreitz, Bachelor of Science in Health. Thank you. Kyle Fuller, Bachelor of Science in Health. Travis Jacks, Bachelor of Science in Health. Caitlin Poling, Bachelor of Science in Health, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Stephen Heiliger, Bachelor of Health Services Administration. Rosalind Long, Bachelor of Specialized Studies, Associate in Science. Tiffany Myers, Bachelor of Science in Communication, Associate in Applied Science. Amber Lynn Dallas Spring, Bachelor of Specialized Studies. Kelsey Brooke Taylor, Bachelor of Science in Communication, Associate in Arts, Associate in Applied Business. Caitlin Love, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science in Communication, Associate in Applied Science. Valerie Tripp, Bachelor of Science in Communication, Associate in Applied Science. Alexis Marie Andrews, Bachelor of Science in Applied Management. Joseph Rudzinski, Bachelor of Arts. Chaselyn Carter, Bachelor of Arts. Cami Elder, Bachelor of Social Work. Crystal Davis, Bachelor of Arts in Social Work. Kendall Landry, Bachelor of Social Work. Sarah Morris, Bachelor of Science in Applied Management, Associate in Applied Business. Joshua Embry, Bachelor of Science in Applied Management. Ian Magruder, Bachelor of Science in Applied Management. Melody Delaney, Bachelor of Criminal Justice. Stacy Snyder, Bachelor of Criminal Justice. Stephanie Brooke, Bachelor of Criminal Justice. Michelle Weingardner, Bachelor of Arts. Carla Springborn, Bachelor of Specialized Studies, Associate in Arts. David Heiser, Bachelor of Criminal Justice. Taylor Leach, Bachelor of Science in Applied Management, Associate in Arts. Kayla Speakman, Bachelor of Arts. Rylan Heischman, Bachelor of Arts. Joseph Matthias, Bachelor of Science in Communication, Associate in Applied Science. Donald Ziegfeld, Bachelor of Technical and Applied Studies. Nicole Bickers, Bachelor of Technical and Applied Studies. Casey Folk, Bachelor of Science in Education. Taylor Ashley, Bachelor of Science in Education. Rebecca Holglen, Bachelor of Science in Education. Ariel Bobbitt, Bachelor of Science in Education. Sarah Jane Clark, Bachelor of Science in Education. Mary Alicia Holbert, Bachelor of Science in Education. Heather Humphreys, Bachelor of Science in Education. Heather Midkiff, Bachelor of Science in Education. Teresa L. Keith, Bachelor of Science in Education. Megan Redd, Bachelor of Science in Education. Tyler Bailey, Bachelor of Criminal Justice. Maritza Alamo, Bachelor of Science in Education. Melinda Alamo, Bachelor of Science in Education. Alyssa Palladino, Bachelor of Science in Education. Brianna Rife, Bachelor of Science in Education. Laura Kessler, Bachelor of Science in Education. Paige Worth, Bachelor of Science in Education. Taylor Gibbons, Bachelor of Science in Education. Kara Collins, Bachelor of Science in Education. Megan Cole, Bachelor of Science in Education. Amber Worth, Bachelor of Science in Education. Courtney Barnes, Bachelor of Science in Education. Sarah Waits, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Kelly Bailey, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Hannah Elizabeth Eckerd, Bachelor of Science in Education. Abigail Williams, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Pamela Warren, Bachelor of Science in Applied Management. Angela Fresnel Bernhold, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Matthew Neff, Bachelor of Science in Applied Management, Associate in Applied Business. Erica Mergel, Bachelor of Technical and Applied Studies, Associate in Arts. Scott Clark, Bachelor of Criminal Justice. Jamison Lance, Bachelor of Science in Communication, Associate in Applied Science. Blake Bowen, Bachelor of Specialized Studies. Donson Durr, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Kyle LaCrone, Bachelor of Science in Applied Management. Brittany Barwick, Bachelor of Science in Applied Management. Christy Swinehart, Bachelor of Specialized Studies. Eldon Shumate, Bachelor of Specialized Studies. William Clark, Bachelor of Science in Applied Management. Michael Whitehead, Bachelor of Fine Arts. Anita Riggins, Bachelor of Arts, Political Science, Bachelor of Science in Communication. Elizabeth Fiore Brown, Bachelor of Science in Education. Please join me in congratulating all of our bachelor's degree students. We now honor all graduates receiving their master's degrees. Would all graduates receiving their master's degrees please come forward? Michelle Mackey, Master of Arts. So please join me in congratulating our master's degree student.
We have reached that special point in the ceremony that the students have been waiting for. I'd like to ask our candidates for graduation to please stand. Please move your tassels from right to left, signifying that you have completed your course of study. Congratulations to all of you. Graduates, will you remain standing and please offer your family and friends your applause and gratitude for their help and support through your education. Please be seated. Finally, I'd like to ask our faculty to stand. Please join me in thanking OUL's fine and distinguished faculty. Thank you. I would like to express our thanks to David Smith, Mayor of the City of Lancaster, for the invocation and benediction, to our interpreters, Paige Hobbs and Lorraine Rogers, to the staff of our physical plant, to Carolyn Bateson, my executive assistant, Pat Fox, enrollment manager, the Assembly Brass, our brass quartet, and all our staff members and student assistants in OU shirts who made this ceremony possible. Please join me in thanking them. You are cordially invited to meet your graduate at a reception on the north patio or inside the north lobby. Now I request the graduates, faculty, and staff and audience please stand for the Ohio University alma mater and the benediction that will follow, and remain standing for the academic recessional. Please remain at your seats and stay out of the aisles until the recessional has exited. Assembly Brass, please play the alma mater.
Let us bow our heads. We pray for the students and their families as they venture into the world to live their lives. Just as they have been honored today for their dedication and abilities, we trust that we will see them bring honor to their family, community, and country as they use what they have learned here. We ask your guidance and protection for the honored students and for all of us as we face the future. May your blessings enrich us all, and may we always be grateful for your bounty. Amen.